Alright guys, we'll get started in just a minute here. We're going to talk today about intraday pushes in the market maker method. And I will get started in just a second. Share the feed. I'll make sure you guys can see it all okay. It's on a TV screen. What I'll actually do is this. I'm going to do that, and then just give it a minute to focus in, and we will get started. Just a minute here after I get it focused. I know, JT, I'm working on it, brother. What's up, Jim? I'm going to flip this back like it was. Seems to pick up better there. So I'll sit there, we'll do that, and actually what I'm going to do is use my cursor to explain what I'm talking about. So today we're going to talk about the market maker method, like I always talk about, and today we're going to talk about the main thing that people talk about in the market maker method, which is WVVM and MAAW. And what I've done is I've grabbed a couple charts here, and what I'm going to go over is how, oftentimes I'll get messages from you guys, and it'll be, hey, I'm not seeing this, this, or this, and I'll tell you guys that they manipulate it. So what I've found is some of them that are manipulated, some of them that are right there in front of your eyes, but they're just hard to see for people that have never seen them. So today we're going to go over MAAW and WVVM, aka intraday pushes. So this first chart I'm going to go over is basically an MAAW formation. As you can see here, we come out of Asian session right here. We drop down out of the box, and when you see this, our team would normally, we would buy the market here, which would be great. We could grab way up here past this pivot point, but as we can see here, we have created an MAAW formation. Now let me show you how. Here's my cursor. We've first come up here and we've created a new high. At this moment, this is the high, and what they then did was issue 3 pins to the blue tracer to look like they were coming down. Then when they consolidated, they came back up and created the second leg of the M. Right here is an M. Here's the first part, here's the second part. So that's hard to see for some people, but you'll know it is an M after you see it so many times. So what they've done is essentially they have asked the people to buy the market, they have come back down, they have asked them to buy the market again, and then they've immediately ripped it away. How would you know that they're ripping it away? They first would issue a shift candle, but secondly, look at this candle here. Do you see this stop hunt right here? This is a very telltale sign that what they're doing is dropping, and this is their last ditch effort to get people to buy the market. Now let's look at the MAAW formation in here. Here's the M. The first A is right here. All an A is a pullback. All an A is consolidation and pullback. So what have they done? They've gone M, A, and then W on the bottom here. So I'm going to go over that again. We have an M, an A, and then we have a W. So do you guys see that? Do you see what I'm talking about there? And how you can kind of read the chart from an M? If you see a big M, do you see what I'm talking about? A, W. You see that? I know you see it, Mike. But it's something that we see every day, just in different forms. And I'm going to show you a few different charts, so don't get worried if you don't get it just yet. I'm going to show you a few different charts. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let me show you the A's. So here's the first A right here, right in the beginning of the box, and we come up. The second A is right here. You see that? And then the W's down here, they issue. I'll zoom out a little bit to show it to you, but do you see the A? And A is not a perfect pullback. Keep that in mind. An A is just any pullback. So when you see an M and then a little A, got it? Cool. And then what I want to show you guys is how to know if it's an MAW2. And I will go over that in just a little bit here. All right, so let me zoom out. I'll show you the W. So the W is right here. What they essentially did was dropped it down. It's hard to see. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can. A little better. So they've dropped it down. They came back up and they dropped one more pin. In doing this, they've essentially made a W. That's a manipulation. Then they ripped it away. So that's the first one, and I'll go over some more in a little bit here. Let's go to this one here. And this is another one where they have, I'm going to really zoom in on this one, manipulated the market. And I'm going to get in front of the TV for this one because it's harder to see. So on this one, take a look at what they did. We have initially created the high of the day out of the box. What is this, guys? You guys know what it is. A vector 3 rise. 1, 2, and 3. They have pushed the high of the day 3 times. What does that mean? That means it's a vector 3. Now what did they do? They dropped it back down for another half an hour and then issued another pin. This is considered an M. We come up, we come back down, then we come up one more time. And then it shifts back. Once we hit this shift candle, that's our entry. And then I'll show you the AA and the W. So as we scroll down here, we will see we got in on shift. Let me zoom out. Yep, always on the 15-minute unless I otherwise let you guys know about that. So what have we done? We've made the M, then we've come down. After shift, we've created the A. We've dropped more. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see the second A. Here's the second A. And then here's the W. This is the biggest manipulation you'll see is this is a W in here. Most of you guys probably don't see it at all. Doesn't look like a W, but the W lands as we drop the pin, and then we drop another big pin. Of course, there's a ton of pins in here, so it's one of the harder ones to see, but that's where it ends, on the MAAW. So we're going to keep going through charts, then I'm going to explain pullbacks. Share the feed, guys. Share the feed. If you can. Share the feed. All right, let's zoom this in. I took this trade a while back. I remember this one. This is a beautiful trade to look at. Why? Because what do we have? I'm going to wait. What is this for my students? What is that? Tell me what that is. You guys are my students. You guys should know this. What is this? Good. What else? What is this called? Good. Mike's getting this shit. What do we have? Vector 3. Good job. Good job. What do we have right out of the box? We push the high of the day once. We push the high of the day twice. We push the high of the day 3 times. Vector 3 rise out of the box. Water Mayo close. We're on a reset. We know some big moves happening. Right? We railroad at the top. Okay, there's another sign of reversal. We come back. We make the M. Here's the first leg. There's the second. We shift in. Water Mayo cross. What else do you want? Do you guys want? I mean, the only other thing you can get to make that much money is somebody handing you a $100 bill. This is money. Now if we start to look down on the chart, we have our first pullback, A, second pullback, A, and then we go, into our W. This is W. I gotta move over. This W is a little bit easier to see. Do you see this W? Bang, comes back up. One last pin, shifts away. There's the W. See how they manipulate it? They don't draw you a perfect W. They don't draw you an alphabetical W, but they show you the signs. What they do is basically they show you the signs that this is the end. We know this is the end here. After it comes off, they have validated this is the low of the day. And when they come back down, they don't break this low. Because what they have done is essentially trap the short holders down here. And they won't let them get released. They're going to make them get their stops. Or they're going to blow their accounts. One of the two. So that's why they do the W. That's why they do the M. They're trying to induce one last time before they go the other way. So let me zoom out and show you guys what it looks like all together. So as you can see, vector 3 created the M, 2 pullbacks, and the W. Just another form, another manipulation. We're going to go through one more, then I'm going to explain the pullbacks. Alright, here we go. Here's the last one. This one I did because it's super hard to grab. I would argue that I wouldn't have even seen this. This is 15-minute. So here we are. What we do is we come out of the Asian range. I don't know what just happened, but my MetaTrader just went off. We come out of the Asian range and we rise through the stop hunt box. We issue 2 pins. We come back down. And what this is just a railroad. There's no real M here. Do you guys see any real M? Steve Morrow's the best teacher out there, so what would you like me to do, real deal? You go pay the $5 grand for it. I mean, if you wanna go pay the $5 grand for it and not get it free on Periscope, that's your call, brother. What a joke. Alright, so we come up in here through the stop hunt box, issue 2 pins to the high. We come off the high of the day, we validate the high of the day. We retrace back in, we create the second leg of the M, tiny little M. We shift down, we immediately retrace, we shift back down, and we're going through the motion. This one's easier to see on the bottom side, as you can see. Yeah, good job. There's tons of good mentors out there. Glad you found one. All right, so we have created first leg M, second leg. Here we are, A, W. See how easy that one is? The W is easy to see, because what do? They immediately drop it down, they bring it back up, and then they give these people life again. See that? They're selling here. They're selling real heavy. I'm going to zoom that in. So, as we can see, we've come down. We've hustled it down. Here's the first leg of the W. We come back up. People are selling. What are they doing? They're trapped that they're sold. Now they're down, 10, 15 pips. They're worried. It starts coming back down. The market maker gives them life. They're like, okay, I'll hold it till we get to break even or more. And then they immediately shift it away. See how that works? Do you see why they do the M and the W? They do it on both sides. So on this here, they come out of the Asian range and they give them a false move. Straight up. 1, 2, 3, boom. They're buying. They immediately rip it down. What do? They have just about all the orders they need, so they just slowly bring it back up. People start buying again. Sorry, just gone. Sorry guys, it's gone, That's how they roll. They take your money. But if you see what they're doing every time, you'll know. So how do you know? How do you know if you're having a pullback? A pullback is less than 25 pips. So if you see a candle, if you're way up, if you're 30, 40, 50 pips in profit, and you see a candle close above 25 pips back up, get the hell out. Because what they do is they only come back up approximately 25 pips or less for a pullback. These pullbacks are not more than 25 pips, right? So when they come back up, that is why, when we talk about trailing stops, a lot of people that put them at 10 pips, they know that. So they're going to come back 10, 15 pips. But 25 pips is too much to come back. They have too much at stake there. People can make money off of 25 pip pullbacks or more. So what they want to do is keep it slim, but still hit the trailing stops. So one guideline there, if you guys are up in profit, heavy profit, and you're way up, don't put in your trailing stop till you're at least 35 pips. Okay? I mean 32, 35. I just say 35 because it's an easy number to remember. So when you're up 35 pips, put in that trail. And then let it trail. Because if you're catching a big move like we saw this week, you're going to keep growing. The account's going to keep growing, and when the pullback happens, they're not going to hit a 35 pip. So they're not going to hit a 35 pip trailing stop, right? So that's that trailing. If we go to any of these on these pullbacks, you know, none of these from here to here, we don't have 25 pips. Let me zoom in a little more. That's not 25 pips. You know, they do a little pullback. They drop it all the way down and they pull all the way back up. They're not doing much there. But the people that have real tight stop losses, I'd argue that this is at least a 10 pip. They're going to come back up and hit it. And now they're out of the game. And they're scared to re-enter because they think it's going back up. Then they keep going, they do it again. That's what the AAW stands for. That's what the VVM stands for. Because what they're trying to do is hit the trailing stops. Most of the time they don't get people going the other way because people understand pullbacks, but they're hitting the trailing stops. People oftentimes put trailing stops at 10 pips. You don't do it. Chill, let it go. If it comes back up 25 pips, I'd argue just to get out. But if it doesn't, stay in, watch it. You know, they're not going to come way back up there because there's money to be made in the other direction if they're pulling back that much. If you consistently pull back heavy, people are just going to play those all day long. They're easy to see. Look at the pins. If we look up, we've seen a decent sized pin, same size pin, tiny little pin. Then you get to this pin. People, when it closes right here, they're going to go, okay, they're trying to play it. Let's buy. If they go way up here on a stop hunt, people make way too much money. They'll cash out at 10 pips. Think about what they're doing. They're trying to just hit them a little bit. They're just taking a little bit more money, getting a little bit more money for themselves. They're greedy bastards, just like we are. Why are we in the Forex game? Because we're greedy. We want money. We want a better life for ourselves. So there's a pullback. If you understand the pullbacks on the small time frames, you can enter your trade with confidence and stay in the trade with confidence. You know, you can watch your trade and know exactly what's happening. It's an essential tool to know. If you look at this one, look at this pullback from here to here. That's not 30, 40 pips. They're just taking little chunks from here to here. They're just taking little chunks. They're not doing too much, but they're pulling back enough to hit the trailing stops. You know, for a second here, look what they did. This might not be noticed by some of you guys. We're on the Mayo, right? What did they do? They validated, bang, came back up, hit it again on these pins, made it look like they were going to buy, and then immediately ripped through. This is a nerve-wracking trade for people because we know it's always going to consolidate or reverse on the Mayo. When we see this, it gets nervous. You know how you know if it's going to actually reverse? If it comes back up 25 pips. That's how you know. If it doesn't come back up 25 pips, you're fine. Stay in the trade. You guys know how to measure pips. Go to MetaTrader 4, drag the crosshairs and just hold it and drag. Take the first two numbers, those are your pips. If it says 250, that's 25 pips. So does that make sense? Do we have questions on these pictures I've done? I would like to answer some questions for you guys. Does that kind of system make sense in looking and how to keep in a trade? Wasn't so much on entry, but those are good setups to enter on also. Does that make sense though? Because knowing this is essential to staying in the trade with confidence, not being nervous the whole time you're in the trade. Yeah, exactly, Brian. I mean, over and over and over again, you have to see this stuff. You have to go on your, I challenge you to when you're bored, go on your MetaTrader and just, this is what I did for these pictures. I went on and found it. yeah, if it does feel easier, but like for instance, if we look, um, oh, wrong chart. If we look at, yeah, those are pullbacks, exactly. If we go to a, just give me 1 second, guys. So I mean, if we were to, hang on, oh my boxes just disappeared. There we go. So essentially, what we are looking at, and I'll show you, is I'll make this super kind of interactive almost. I don't know where the box was I was looking for. There it was. All right, check this out. From the right of your screen, I want you to watch this, and I'm going to slowly click by, and you guys can see this happen. Well, yeah, obviously, Path, but to be able to ever see it before, no, not something I created, but they're just a template we use to get sessions down. But to get something, you know, in the future, Path, you have to see it 1,000 times in hindsight. That's the only way you'll ever learn it. So watch the Asian session. Watch what they do. We have a very tight Asian range. That's good to see. Okay. What do? They come out of the Asian box. You see that little arrow there? See the arrow right here? That's a shift candle. When I say on shift, enter on shift, we obviously wouldn't enter on here. We haven't come out of the box yet. It's all right, I got it. So what have we done? We're still in the box. Remember I said we don't take a trade unless we're out of the box. For those of you that don't work with me one-on-one, what I mean by out of the box is draw the box. It's not exactly right, but extend the box so that you can see it as long as you need to. So there's a box extended. We don't take trades inside that box. It comes out of the box. Which way did it come out of the box? Down. What do we expect it to do? Go up. We have to look for signs now. As it keeps working, we see it railroad in the stop hunt zone, come back up. We still wouldn't be in, right? We're waiting on the validation, the W, the shift. They come back down, and then look what they do. There it is. There's the green. There's the shift up. That's where we enter. This trade sucks. You know why? Because this means you watch this trade setup. You watch this trade up all the way through London. If you were up this whole time, I feel terrible for you. And then of course it ripped up, and you know, you would have grabbed, let's see, if you would have entered on shift in this one, you could have done your 50 pip take profit. That's, you know, a 70.6 pip range here. So you guys see what I'm talking about here on these W's? And we've created the W, and this is, I didn't do it this, obviously, one, because it's, for one thing, it's hard to see on MetaTrader, on Periscope, but there's a red candle in here. Here's our W. So is the box the high and low? Yeah, so it paints the high and low. That's why we keep them, because out of the box is the setups we take. Of this box, not of this box. We don't trade after this box. But what we have is come down, first leg W, second leg W. There's a pullback, and then there's an M. It's hard to see because the red candles won't show up on your guys' screen. But in order to get it across, I need the red boxes up here. You guys see what I'm talking about, though? These setups, you need to drag it across. You know, so for those of you that don't have this setup, I'll show you exactly how these are pretty much made. This box here, I'm going to delete this real quick. Oh. This box right here represents the Asian range. How do they get it? At the start of Asian range and at the end of Asian. Not at the end of Asian, at actually midnight Eastern time. So we go the start of Asian till midnight. okay? And what we do is let it go. So you get the start. On my chart, you know, it's at 24 at the beginning of the day. It's at 0, 0. So when your chart goes back to 0, 0, mine goes back to 0, 0. What you can do is, first of all, you can draw a line. And then what else can you do is at the end, you can draw a line. On my MetaTrader, I'm not sure if it's similar on yours, what you can do is you can look at 0, 0 and at 7:30, 7.5 hours. And then what you do is look at where the candle is. So if we were to delete this box, how would you make it? All you would have to do is get a drawing box tool and look at the high and the low. So just draw the box around it and then we can adjust it. So there's the high, or there's the low, and then now we find the high. And now we have successfully drawn the exact same thing that MetaTrader has done for us already. So now we have a yellow box. That's how you guys can draw it. From 0, 0 to 7:30. Take the setups in here, make your money, and be done. And alls we have done as traders, the traders that I'm working with, alls we have done is coupled harmonics that automatically tells us when reversal will happen, and we just look for reversal in the zones that automatically does for us. All our setups are here. It's a beautiful setup. So those are the two things we're using to make our money. This is in MetaTrader 4 for whoever asked. You know, we only use these two chart setups, and that's how, this is all you need. All you need is this. We're using this for extra confirmation. That's all we're doing. I made it red and green because it's Christmas time. And it looks ugly. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, do you guys understand that? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions there? Thanks for showing up, guys. I appreciate it. You know, just trying to help people out a little bit I can. Apparently I'm reiterating. You know, some people are grateful I'm reiterating a $5,000 training live on Periscope, and I guess some people say it's pointless. Yeah, no problem, Brian. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming out. You know, just make sure that what we do is, if you're a beginner trader, an intermediate trader, only take trades at this time of day, right after the Asian session. You know, the people that I work with that are in here right now, I know most of you guys are in here, they can tell you the only time I'm ever really calling trades is right here. That's the only time I'm ever even talking. Because, yeah, Chris, give me a call at some point, man. We can get you all hooked up. I know you're ready. And what do we have, you know? This is where we take our trades. This is where the money is. You know, if we scroll through, they give us signs every single night out of Asian. What happens every night out of Asian? Bigger moves. We don't want to deal with this. We don't want to deal with this. I was talking Eastern. You know, look at, once again, the red box is all right to trade, but I don't do it. That's New York. We get to the Asian, bang, it's kind of ugly. We get right out of the box. Look at what we have. An M formation, V, V, I mean A, and a W, because we issue this right here. It happens every day. It's just harder to see on some. You know, you just have to have an eye for it. You have to see it over and over again to get it. All I look for is green. You know, if we're going down, I just look for green candles, and I try to see if it's forming an A. If I see just straight red candles, I don't even look at it yet. Here we are again. This is called continuation trade. We come up and we just come cleanly back down, pull back a little bit, and keep dropping all the way to Asian. That's pretty much, you know, this is 2 full days of drop. Make it 3. So yeah, guys, it's just keep working on it. I'm glad I got to hop on and actually get the screen, because I usually draw on the board, so this is good. to help you guys with the kind of looking at it, on a pattern, on a screen, and the tools that we have. Yeah, I only really ever worry about majors, but ever since I got the scanner, I'm trading a lot of different pairs, man. Or at least I'm not trading a lot of different pairs, but I'm looking. I have eyes on a lot of different pairs, and that's why I like it. I'm seeing pound NZD and different pairs that I wouldn't normally even look at or even attempt to look at. Now I'm looking at them. So thank you guys so much for stopping in. If you have any more questions, feel free. Shoot them in here. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate all the hearts that have been flowing up. I think we hit 225,000 hearts in a pretty good amount of time here. So I was very happy to see that. You guys are always filling the room with positivity, and if there's ever negativity, you guys are always there to have my back, and I really do appreciate that. So thanks again for stopping in. I'm glad I got on and did a market maker session. Zashawn, you're the man. Ken, Jim, Todd, I'm not sure who else is in here. Path is in here. Vanessa's in here. JT was in here. Who else is in here? I know you guys are in here. Thank you guys so much for all the support, the kind messages. Thanks for believing in me. Thanks for going along with me and what we've been doing. And, with the harmonic scanner, we are going to absolutely start wrecking in 2016, guys. We're going to keep working on our skill. I'm going to keep trying to be, not trying to be an asshole, but keep getting it going with all this stuff. Brian, keep trying to get you guys to continue through your market maker course. I know you guys are kind of halted right now with all this exciting action right here. This is exciting for us. I know having that right there is the most exciting thing ever, but just keep focused. Keep focused right on here. This is where the money is, and we use that other harmonic scanner as a tool, right? That's what I need to do, and soon what I'm going to do is make a video on how I'm going to be using it. And I'm sure you guys already kind of know. I'm looking for reversal zones, and then I'm looking for this kind of a pattern to appear. If I don't see it appear, I don't get in. I'm not relying on it strictly, even though as I talked to a gentleman tonight, he said, hey, this is what he was talking about, was basically he was saying your harmonic scanner isn't that good. And I said, well, I'm new to it, just, I'm open, tell me why. And he goes, because go through it all and you won't see it hit a stop loss because it repaints and it lies to you. So I'm like, really? So I went through, and a ton of the trades won, and then I got to a trade and it went right through the stop loss and it was still sitting there. It's completely honest with us. When it loses, it tells us, and then we can go back and we can figure out why we lost. It's an amazing tool to learn from and to make money from. What you guys have done for me is absolutely amazing, and I'm just trying to help you guys get there. I'm trying my best to do it. I'm a one-man show. I don't have a team. I don't pay I don't have a company. I don't have I don't have a team of employees. I have one kind of a minor employee, which is coincidental because his last name is Minor. But having one person help me pretty much is all I have. So I'm doing my absolute best. When it takes me a day to answer you guys' emails, when it takes me 3 days to answer a voicemail, it's not because I'm above you. It's because I'm literally too busy. But I'm doing my best, guys, and I hope you appreciate it. So thanks again for all the support. I'm about to hop on the chat with you guys in the IML and in the Academy chat rooms, and we'll chill in there, and maybe I'll try to do try to do something. I'm in the mood of Forex like always on Friday nights. That's all I ever want to do. But but FXK Art or FX Cart, if you're in here still, thank you so much. Thank you so much about sharing on Twitter, I guess. So I'm gonna hop off, guys. Once again, thanks. Have a good night. God bless.